Hello and welcome to That Suite. My name is Sarah Emery and today I'm going to show you how to create memorized transactions in NetSuite. Memorized transactions are extremely useful for an array of recurring transaction types like bills for rent, monthly sales orders for repeat customers, loan-related activity, and more. They streamline the entry process by either automating the creation of the transaction records, providing recurring reminders, or simply acting as a template to pre-populate all of the necessary information. In this example, I'll be walking through the process of creating a memorized vendor bill to record my monthly rent expenses. To create a memorized transaction, you will start by entering a transaction that has all of the details that you want in your template. I've already created a vendor bill, so I'm going to go ahead and open that up. So you'll note that this is for my property management company, and I've gone ahead and entered the location, class, department information values at both the header and line level. If I click Edit, and then hover over the Actions menu once this loads in Edit view, I'll see that I have a Memorize option. Okay, so I have this Memorize option. I'm going to go ahead and click that. I'm going to adjust the name to indicate that this is my rent. And in this action dropdown, I have three options: template only, automatic, and reminder. Template only, it creates a memorized transaction that can be used as a template, but does not automatically generate any transactions. Reminder creates a template and provides a reminder when the transaction is due to be created so that you can view and modify it prior to saving. Automatic generates the transaction at the defined interval using the defined template. I'm going to select automatic to allow NetSuite to create the transactions for me. On the right-hand side, I have a few additional options. Override transaction date allows me to use different dates for the transaction generation and transaction posting, meaning that I could enter a next date of the 1st and a next transaction date of the 5th to allow the system to create the bill on the 1st with a transaction date value of the 5th. Allow posting in a locked period allows a transaction to be generated in a locked period if the user's role has the override period restrictions permission. Update addresses prompts the system to update the billing and shipping addresses based on the current addresses recorded on the entity record at the time that the memorized transaction is generated. I'll go ahead and check this to ensure that my bills always have the correct address information. Finally, the Update Prices option uses the current price for any transaction items as opposed to the price entered on the original transaction. Now I'll begin setting up my schedule. I want these bills to be automatically created on the 1st of each month beginning in October, so I'll set my next date to 10/1. I could set up annual, quarterly, weekly, or even daily schedules if desired using the repeat every field in conjunction with the time period to adjust the interval, but I'm going to go ahead and just say repeat every 1 month because I want these to occur monthly. If I wanted to only generate a set number of bills, such as for loan payments that end on a specific date, I could populate a number remaining value, but for our purposes, I'm going to just leave this blank. Since I want to generate these on an ongoing basis, I'm going to check the indefinite checkbox. If I wanted to use dates that cannot be calculated systemically, I could use the Custom Dates subtab to manually enter the desired date. So I would enter the next date here, and if I had checked the Override Transaction Date checkbox, I would be able to populate the next transaction date here. At this point, I can save my transaction, my memorized transaction. If I want to view a list of bills that were generated by this memorized transaction, I can click on the Transaction tab, and once this memorized transaction actually starts generating transactions, or if it's a reminder or template only, if you've used it to generate any transactions, they would show up here as well. If I had the reminder option selected, I would actually see it on my dashboard under the Reminders portlet if I added the Memorized Transactions Due reminder type. Memorized transactions are a huge time saver for managing all types of recurring transactions, and they're simple to create and maintain. I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, or if you have ideas about other topics you'd like me to cover, please leave a comment below. Also, make sure to subscribe for even more NetSuite tips, tricks, and helpful hints. I'll be back again next week with another video to help you live that sweet life.